I've had the countdown timer mounted on that wall for the last year, and I see that clock, that big, beautiful clock. 31 days until Jump Festa, December 20th, where we will be live, and we are expecting the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime to be announced. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video, another episode of Road to Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. For those of you that might not know, Go Rush is in, assumingly, its third and final year. We are expecting it to end in March of 2025, and so naturally at this year's Jump Festa, we are expecting a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Now, I've done a few videos myself on kind of what I want to see for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. This time I decided, let's ask what you guys want to see for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Back in August, yeah, I know, it was a while ago, when we were 4 months out, I asked you guys on Twitter, what are some things that you want to see, or the most important thing that you want to see, and predictions for the next new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. In this video, I'm going to be reading a bunch. Now, I got over 300 responses to that tweet. It's literally impossible for me to read all of them, and a lot of them are redundant. And then at the end, I'm going to let you know which 3 topics were the most requested as to what people want to see. The 3 most popular and repetitive ideas that we got. Repetitive, not a bad thing, just obviously what people want to see, I guess, the most in this small community poll. But over 300 of you responded, so that's pretty awesome. Without any further ado, let's get to it, and I hope you enjoy. This is Road to Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, what the community wants to see. All right, starting with Ahmed, a little GX movie explaining Jaden's journey in the different dimensions. He and Yubel went somewhere and there was a time skip with no explanation whatsoever. This has potential to see what happened to Bastion, Adrian, or even explain Kaiba's connection to Darkness. So GX movie would be interesting. This was actually something that was requested quite a bit. I was a little surprised by that, but there's still a lot of love for GX, which is awesome. I want to see another Master Duel anime. I won't mind if they add a little bit of Rush dueling into the mix, but I mostly want another Master Duel anime. A Duel Links anime would be fire as well. That would be cool. You're going to see this a lot. A lot of people kind of want to see us go back at this point to Master Duel. There's just less people that are watching the Rush Duel anime, it seems, based on this, or at least more people prefer the Master Duel anime. I think there's a few reasons for it. I think one of the biggest is that Rush Duels, unfortunately, are not playable anywhere outside of the OCG, and it's not over here in America or in most of Europe, and that's a shame. So I think people just prefer the old style for that way because it's easier to play and access. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is probably another Rush Duel series that takes place in the future, either 7's future or just futuristic setting. Would also like a second series for card lore. Second series for card lore might seem crazy if you haven't really been following the news too much. You know, Konami Studios is a new animation studios. Actually, tomorrow, I believe they are but potentially making a big announcement. They're at a convention. They said they're going to talk about the future of the studio. It's very ambiguous. It might not mean anything, but something to pay attention to there. Obviously, if any news happens, keep to this channel. I'll do a video on it right away. We could see 2 series simultaneously, which would be awesome. Zexal 3 for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is the ultimate hopium. It's never happening. Yeah, you know, it's funny. Zexal 3 was actually requested, I think, 3 different times. Some people might be wondering, well, what about Zexal 2? Zexal, because there was a time change when Zexal was airing, it's considered Zexal and Zexal 2, like the 2 different seasons per se. Obviously, these are people that just want another Zexal anime. Still a lot of love for Zexal as well, which is pretty cool. Pretty sure Rush will continue, but would like a plot that doesn't involve space. When's the last time we had something take place like the setting in 5Ds, like something ancient? Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned this. We've kind of moved away from like ancient and magic and have replaced it with whether it was sci-fi and Vrains, whether it's been aliens in Go Rush or just kind of future tech. It would be interesting to have a show that kind of does devolve into more of the ancient and magic, things that were very, very important in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. It would be cool if we got back to something like that. I'm just on my hands and knees begging for another Bonds Beyond Time movie. Please, 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 Konami, something silly. This was requested a lot as well. Another Bonds Beyond Time type movie, usually with the final 3 pro tags of the Gallop shows, Yuma, Yuya, and Yusaku. It would be really interesting. Maybe I'll do a video on what that could look like in the future, but that's certainly something that I think a lot of people would love to see. Girl main protagonist, self-contained story, new summoning method for Rush, new animation direction, ancient past focus over future/aliens. So this is our first, at least shown here, girl main lead. This was requested a lot, and I mean a lot. Spoiler alert, it's on that top 3 that I'm going to be going over at the end. Self-contained story is also big, with no Sevens or Go Rush ongoing plot. I think a lot of people who even watched Sevens and Go Rush want to see that. They don't want the barrier of entry for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 to be, oh, well, you had to watch Sevens and you had to watch Go Rush. That doesn't seem like a great decision, so, you know, we'll have to see kind of what happens there. I just want Zexal 3 because they left us in an open-ended ending. You could argue that Zexal, along with probably Vrains, had the 2 most biggest cliffhanger endings of the Gallop shows. I would say Sevens is right up there as well, but I think they're going to kind of explain that in Go Rush. So Sevens, I don't really consider right now because I think it's going to be answered before Go Rush ends. But yeah, another Zexal supporter there. It'd be so cool if they do a show focused on the Duel Links worlds and how it's connected to the different dimensions. Listen, they're cooking. They are absolutely cooking. I couldn't agree more. I've done a video on this, on why a Duel Links movie needs to happen. I'd be fine with a Duel Links anime as well. How do you get all the nostalgia back in a logical way? Duel Links. Your answer is right there. It is so obvious. Would love to see something like this. I know this sounds corny, but a Duel Links anime with each series interacts at the Duel Gate would be an interesting concept. 100% agree. Surely we get a girl protagonist for the next series. Please, I hope a new Master Duel anime and not Rush Duels. I can't stand them. I tried, I saw all of Sevens, but I can't. Vrains was the last good Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, I do disagree with Alex here. I mean, I've enjoyed Sevens. I've also enjoyed Go Rush even more than Sevens. But, you know, this is something that I did see a lot. A lot of people just not a fan of the Rush Duels shows. This is at least someone who did see all of Sevens and at least gave Sevens a try. That's more than you can say about a lot of people, I think, that don't like the Rush shows. So that's fair. But at its core, it's another person wanting a Master Duel return. It's probably going to be another Rush anime, but I'd love to see a Master Duel one or something based in Duel Links would be nice as well. A lot of people sipping that Duel Links Kool-Aid, but you know, I am drowning in right now. Think it's such a good idea. A cameo from Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. You know, if they need to have a character that's like an annoying conspiracy theorist that just says absolutely crazy things within their world, name the character Dylan, and if it's based on me, I will fully embrace that. I think it'd be the coolest thing ever. I'd like to see a series that mixes Master and Rush. By the time Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 starts, kids in Japan who started watching Sevens in 5th to 6th grade will be in their middle or last year of high school, so it would be a good time for Konami to also try to get them into Master Duel. I'm in agreement with Crimson Dragon, first one we've seen here. I am of the belief, if you've watched my videos on what I'd like to see in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, my predictions, I think we could get a mix between Master and Rush, similar to what Vrains did with Speed Duels and Master Duels. Now, I know that the barrier between Rush and Master is so much more extreme than Speed Duels and, you know, your regular Master Duels, but I think it could really work. I think it would be cool to see characters run 2 different decks, and I think this is an idea that definitely has some merit to it. Card games on hoverboards. Basically a Rush Duel version of 5Ds with synchros, and the setting is the future of Sevens and Go Rush. Would love to see that, and this is someone who actually would like to see a continuation here with Sevens and Go Rush in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, or at least in the same world, which I wouldn't be opposed to. I just don't want Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 to be as tied to those 2 shows as Go Rush is to Sevens. Another universe set after Go Rush, but still keeps Rush Duel as the format. Additionally, I would want to see what happened is have it be related to the mirror universe that was used by Yugioh, explaining this as a timeline away from Sevens. This was a card used by Yugioh, and the theories broke out that this is supposed to show the Sevens, the Go Rush, and then the Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 worlds. It's an interesting theory. I don't buy too much into it, but there definitely is a chance, a pretty good chance, that Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is going to be within the world of Sevens and Go Rush. Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle Dynasty, a multiverse tournament thing based on Duel Links. A multiverse tournament would be incredible, and Duel Links lets you do it. I hope for a new standalone series that isn't tied to Sevens and Go Rush. I would love to see Shin Yoshida back. Obviously, Yoshida, big friend of the channel. Nothing against the current ones, but I want to change after 5 years of the same style of the show. That's fair. 5 years is a long time. I think that's totally fair. Even though I really like Rush Duels, I would like the new season to maybe have a way to both Rush and normal. I'm in total agreement here. I love Rush Duels. I like playing Rush Duels, even though I think I like watching Master Duels more in the anime. I would love to see both. I really would. If Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is Master Rule, then make it a Duel Links show that starts after the events of Reigns that will lead into something huge. It should last 4 to 5 years with over 250 episodes. If you give me a Duel Links anime, that can last for 10 years. I don't even care, dude. I'm fine with that. I want to see a series with an ancient myth/legend theme again. It doesn't have to be a DM reboot/sequel, but I have to admit no other series had me invested in the story like Yugi's did because of the ancient Egypt connection. Yeah, a lot of people want to see the myth and the ancient stuff kind of return in the new show. A sequel to Sevens where everything is solved in Go Rush. We see a peaceful-ish future where we have a new cast. We can have Yugioh and company, but it would be like Vanguard G. OGs appear, but weren't at the focal point. I'm fine with Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 being in a pre-existing Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. I'd actually prefer to see that. I just don't want it to be as influenced by the prior shows as, again, we've seen with Go Rush and Sevens. No more Rush Duels. Oh, my God. I guess they don't like Rush Duels. A new anime for the OCG would be nice. A series that has both Rush and Master Duels would be nice. For it to be another Rush anime, since that's definitely the game more in need of fleshing out, and they're not doing a Master anime without a new mechanic, would like hypothetical Rush show to distance itself from the Sevens Go Rush continuity, assuming all questions are answered. Same. New Master Duel style series, the anime is such an important jumping on point for new players. It certainly was early on. I don't know if it still is, but, you know, it definitely advertises new support, which is always good. I'd totally love to see a comeback of Master Duel. I mean, Rush is okay, but we were all raised with the original rules, and I think we all miss anime with this format. I don't know if we all miss the anime with that format, but there certainly is a lot of people that do, to be fair. Imagine if they rebooted DM and gave every duelist a retrained deck. Instant appeal to us geriatrics and kids. They could use real rules to promote sales. Bringing a 10 back is optional. Surely they could create a good plot with Yugi as the protag. Yu-Gi-Oh! Popularity would skyrocket. I do agree with Trevor here. I do believe that if they rebooted Duel Monsters, that is the way that you would get the most eyes on a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, unless you did, like, again, a massive Duel Links crossover, but you would still obviously have the original DM cast heavily featured in that. So, you know, whether it would be a good thing or not, that's another debate, but I am in agreement here in terms of the popularity aspect. I'd like something totally original. The idea of a lore anime is requested to death, but it's for good reason. It's an idea that is begging for screen time. Absolutely. I feel like this is something we might see more from Konami Animation, but definitely something to keep an eye on. I would honestly love a hybrid Rush/Speed Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. I know you talked about wanting this in a previous video, Dylan. I think it's an amazing idea. Yeah, it's one of my top wants. It's something that I think could really, really work. I think it could help bridge the gap, no pun intended, between people that love Rush, people that love, Master Rule. And I think people that love Master Rule that maybe have not given Rush Dueling anime a chance, I think they'll be more inclined to check it out because of the possibility, not even possibility, the confirmation that Master Rule stuff is going to be in the show. You could create some more maybe toxicity, but I think most people will maybe enjoy Rush more than they would think prior by giving it a chance. So I think it's a good way to potentially bridge that gap. With the way Konami has been releasing more and more support for legacy characters, I can only cross my fingers for an ultimate crossover anime similar to Arc 5, but this time a good one. I doubt it's going to happen, but I can dream. You know the way it happens? Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The high-speed future Rush protagonist, Udis. I can't even give this one any comments, my lord. I think Rush Duel protagonist personality doesn't work, even though I like them in terms of plot and character development. Plot also is not strong, so improvement in these things would be nice, but they're probably going to continue similar things until Yu-Gi-Oh! 10, where they might do a new one where they might do something new, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I like Yugioh a lot. He's definitely, think, going to be in my top half of Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists. Yuga, I thought was really cool as well. Plot also not strong. It definitely has its ups and downs, but I've thought the plot overall in Go Rush has been pretty enjoyable. But, it's all opinion, and that's fair. I'd like to see an anime version of Duel Links, but the protagonists from each series meet and learn different styles from each series. Yes. I ideally would like to have the return of Master Duel anime, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of us grew up with. However, I'm confident they'll announce yet another Rush Duel anime. Sibling duo protags like JoJo Part 9, LOL. We were close in Go Rush with Yuhi and Yuumu. They are siblings. They're kind of deuteragonists, but obviously Udius is the protag. Movie Yu-Gi-Oh! Please. Yeah, we're due for a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, and there's no reason we can't get a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie while Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is airing. So, I have a good feeling we're going to get some crazy news at Jump Festa. I don't know anything. I just have a good feeling. A return to the bread and butter of Yu-Gi-Oh! I dropped after Vrains because Rush just looked too silly. Fair enough. I really would like to see a series with Rush and Master Duel that incorporates the card lore as well. Best of all worlds. Yeah, that would be very ambitious. I would take any two of those three things. So, yeah, I love the ambition there. Definitely going to be another Rush anime. Main question is if it'll take place in the Sevens/Go Rush universe or not. I just want the old animation style back, but that seems very unlikely. It lost its charm once it started looking like every other generic anime style. A lot of people, weren't a big fan of the Sevens and Go Rush stylings, which, it's personal taste. A continuation of Sevens set in the high school years of Yuga and company. Either that or a sequel set in the future akin to 5Ds with the Sevens cast descendants. Also make a Kamijo the protagonist this time. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I would like for it to be in a pre-existing world. Yeah, I mean, Luke is the protagonist. It would fit the bill of the protag never losing, that's for sure. I would hope a return to form, but more than likely Rush. If it is Rush, they'll probably do something with either synchros or rituals. Yeah, if it is Rush, I'm excited to see where the Rush game goes from this point on. Obviously, you had maximums in Sevens. You had equips. You had fusions later in Sevens as well, equips and Go Rush. So it'll be interesting to see the next manifestation of Rush dueling. Give me Bridge and Konami Animation animating Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 together. Love that prediction. I'd love to see Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 Ultra Rush anime anthology series, GX the movie, or DM a Jinochi story. I love a Jinochi story one. Master Rule 5, please. Most likely we will get a third Rush show since they are done with the main game. I don't know if they're done with the main game in terms of, we'll never get another anime surrounding the main game, but, they're certainly focusing on Rush, it seems now. Duel Link series. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm in total agreement. I want to see them go full throttle and bring synchros to Rush. Additionally, I'd like to see a mysterious villain use the 6 Signer Dragons, similar to Otis using cards like Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, and Summon Skull. I love that idea. I love, obviously, odes to the older shows. That would be amazing if you just have a villain in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, it's Rush Duel, that just uses Stardust Dragon and Red Dragon Archfiend. That would be so cool. A reboot of Yu-Gi-Oh's first season with all extra deck summons. That would be interesting to see. Duelist Kingdom reimagined with links and pendulums. It'd be pretty crazy. Even if they announce a new anime, it's 100% going to be the same thing we saw over and over for the last 25 years with just a change of tones and art style. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has changed quite a bit over the last 25 years. Going from, obviously, Master Rule to Rush Duels. Probably Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. It will be another Rush Duel series, but since I am in a 5Ds copium, I need more card games on motorcycles. Card games on hoverboards. Let's do it. A Master Duel anime, or ideally a crossover show / movie. How about this? Here's what I don't want. A remake of DM in any way. It was Takahashi's story. Adding Link monsters to Duelist Kingdom won't bring him or your childhood back. Damn. Rush getting Synchro XZs, something actually new is fine, but I like the trio of Tribute, Maximum, and Fusion. Yeah, the remake of DM, I know we haven't really seen too many of it, but there were quite a few people that did want it or didn't want it. I've talked at length about it. A lot of people have talked at length about it. You know my thoughts on it. I think it would be interesting in terms of popularity, but I feel it would be tricky to do because of Takahashi's passing. I think you could still use those characters if you did like a Duel Link setting, but to remake the original anime and story would feel weird without Takahashi. OCG Stories animation announcement. Any one of the mangas being adapted is a win. Now that could be interesting. You adapt one of the spin-off mangas, but add new gameplay to it. Certainly could be cooking there. Just need a girl lead. I would like it to be serious like 5Ds and include all type of summoning, just something you could make a new player watch and understand the game. Card Lore series going over the stories of different archetypes, or a remake of Duel Monsters with modern cards. Hoping it's self-contained and nothing Rush Duel related. I really don't care if there is some new summoning method. I'd rather have a story with all the current existing ones featured in it. Begging for a Duel Monsters reboot. It'd be kind of weird for them to go back to the regular game and ditch Rush, so maybe a series where they play both. Yes, love it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle World, all the protagonists and villains from past shows being pulled into this new world to learn and duel each other to claim the chance to make the new world, which will lead into the next show. And you know how you do it? Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Link. A movie would be nice. No new series. I can't anymore. New rules. I'm too old. LOL. Ah, come on. You're never too old. You're never too old to watch a Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. Bring back the classic duels with the older protagonists, and I'm down. Branded lore anime. Honestly, I would be down for a reboot of the show, but only if they were rebooting the card game as well, so they could completely rebalance it. That would be a tall ask. Master Duels, no rush, speed, whatever. Focused on a pro tag who actually wants to be a pro and uses at least a semi-competitive deck like Playmaker. More realistic stakes, and not another saving the world storyline. I want a Seto Kaiba spinoff made by the old studio. There were like 3 replies that were like this, wanting a Seto Kaiba spinoff, which is hilarious. Girl protagonist. Come on, Yuko. I've been waiting all my life for you. Maybe something with both formats. That would be cool. Crossover anime, maybe in the style of Duel Links. For Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, I want to see a mix of Master Duel and Rush Duel, but I expect it will only be Rush Duel. For an OVA, I want to see a 6 to 12 episode storyline covering the events in Duel Links, seeing Vrain's World try and reconnect with the other series. That would actually be pretty cool. Konami should just release a multiversal tournament with all the protagonists. How hard can that be? Duel, I can't keep saying it. I don't think there is a new anime/summoning mechanic, but if it's a new anime, I hope it will be a lore anime for Albez or Sky Striker. No Rush, please. Oh, I guess another person who does not like Rush. Regular duels, strong written characters, a new mechanic, and a creative and interesting plot. Oh, and a good girl main cast member that duels too. Something for GX's 20th anniversary. Please. Come on. You know we need a Kaiba spinoff. Well, if they don't want to introduce new mechanics, Yu-Gi-Oh! R. First Yu-Gi-Oh! R mention. It'd be interesting if they ever made that again. I don't know how they'd be able to advertise a new product, which is always a very important element of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. So I feel like a Yu-Gi-Oh! R adaptation is probably very, very low, unfortunately. Leave behind the Pro Tag format and do the Chronicle Styles anime we all deserve. I really think both can happen at the same time. Master Duel anime is all I want. Reboot Duel Monsters with manga-accurate characterization and dialogue. A lot of people would love to see this. I think the issue is, again, how do you advertise new product? I think without that new product being advertised and pushed by the anime, the chances they do this are low. And that's where people will say, well, what if they brought Rush to some sort of like reboot? What if they brought the newer mechanics like Link and Pendulums and XZs to a Duel Monsters reboot? They could, but then you get into like the Takahashi stuff, and you know it's an interesting discussion for sure. I know tons of people love the Rush anime, but I really want to return to Master Dueling anime. For me, it doesn't even need to be 100% Master Duels. Make it like Vrains with a mix of the dueling modes, only instead of Speed and Master, make it Rush and Master. Yeah, let's go. Love that idea. I expect a third series to wrap up the Rush saga. Sevens was in the present, Go Rush is in the past. A series in the future would wrap things up nicely. It will never happen, but an adaptation of the original manga. No new cards, no reworking of the rules or anything. Just everything the exact way Takahashi Sensei wrote. While I think it would be amazing, I think Ghost BD said it best in their first 4 words. It will never happen. It just won't. Because, again, there's no way to push a new product. It'd be incredible, but I don't think there's any chance that could happen. I like that small theory from a while ago that the ending is going to lead into a 3rd season of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. It very well could. I kind of want to see a movie with Yuma, Yugioh, and Playmaker. We had a collab movie for the older era of Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to see how Link, Synchros, and XZs from different archetypes can coexist against a common enemy. I think it's a great idea. I'd love to see it. A girl pro tag is on top of my list. I wish for nothing more. For the love of God, please give us a mature pro tag. The kid formula is exhausting. Yeah, I mean, I think Yugioh is pretty mature. And Yugioh was pretty mature for his age, but Yugioh is also the oldest protagonist, funny enough. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 will be Rush. I can't see any other possibility, but there is a high chance we will get a lore anime. Yeah, I fully agree, and I think both are going to run simultaneously. I really do. Praying for a lead girl pro tag. Yuma, Yuya, Yusaku movie. Yeah, again, a lot of people love that Bombs Beyond Time 2 idea. Bring back normalish duels, no rush mode. Well, I guess we have another person, not a fan of rush dueling. A return to normal dueling and a series with actual stakes. Yeah, I mean, I would disagree with a series with actual stakes take, only because I feel Go Rush and Sevens to a degree, while Sevens was lighter, certainly had stakes. I mean, I don't want to get into spoiler territory with Go Rush. In case there are people that maybe are planning on watching it, waiting for the dub or waiting for the show to be done, whatever. There's certainly stakes in Go Rush. So I don't know if I agree with that part, but a lot of people do want to see the Master Rule dueling back for sure. 100%. It's time for a girl pro tag. Girl protagonist over everything else. I want the show back to Master Duel again so much, LOL. Please don't make it another Rush Duel only based series. I would love to see it be a combination of Master Duel and Rush Duel. I know it's a shonen. I know it's aimed towards younger boys. I would still love to see a girl/woman as the protagonist this time around. I think it would be fresh and welcomed look for the series. Yeah, totally agree. The only thing I ask for is a cool girl pro tag and no Rush Duels, but that's basically what everyone's saying. If they are bold enough to give us a girl Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro tag. Desperately needing fully manga-accurate Duel Monsters reboot in the DSOD style. Pretty please, Konami. Again, seen this idea a lot. I think it would be amazing. I just think it's incredibly unlikely. Duelist Chronicles, please make it happen. That crap looked gorgeous for the 25th anniversary. Fully agree, and I think that's going to be a project, again, simultaneously with Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Could do with a girl. Girl MC and My Life Is Yours. My issue still stands when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Can we please have characters that have normal-looking hair instead of it being ridiculously over-spiked? What? That's the appeal of Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Come on. I mean, I get it. Everybody marked out when we saw Aoi Zeisen's reveal because she had, like, the most normal hair ever, and that's very rare for a Yu-Gi-Oh! No more Rush Duel, please. Please. Give me structure anime or something. FFS. For F's sake, Konami, or OG Remake, please. Oh, this is someone who really does not like Rush Duels. Honestly, it's a little crazy they gave us an alien protagonist before a woman. Justice for Yuzu, man. Yeah. I would love to see a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime in the more traditional vein, like the original series with a darker tone, plus, you know, regular duels. I'd like to see a return to form with an anime focusing on the Master Rule format again. Girl pro tag for once in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm begging, please. Not another snore fest like Vrains. In all seriousness, a girl pro tag. Wow, it doesn't matter if you're Rush Duel. It doesn't matter if you're the original show. It doesn't matter if you're Vrains. There's shade. There's shade coming from all angles. I love it. If we don't get English Rush in paper, I'm going to lose it all. Me too, Rigatoni Jones. Me too. Give us a girl protagonist, make her an adult because it's been a bit, and no more rush duels. A crossover again with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Girl protagonist. All right. Well, there you go. Those were a bunch. We probably went through like 50-ish. Keep in mind, I got over 300. But I calculated the top 3 most popular responses. And here are the top 3 most popular responses. They may surprise you. Number 3, people want a return to the Master Rule style of dueling. Now, it doesn't matter if people said Master Rule or Rush. There were a lot of people that said that. But the third most popular and common response we got was a return to the Master Rule style of dueling. Not too surprised by that at all. Number 2 was actually for a big crossover. Now, I included people that wanted Bonds Beyond Time 2. I included everybody that said Duel Links anime because that's what it would be. It would be a crossover. Not surprised at that by all either. Not surprised by that at all either because it's a great idea. You have the nostalgia. You have all the mechanics. These duelists can use their new cards. You know, if we saw 4 from Zexel, he could use the new Gimmick Puppet support. There's a way to show all new support for archetypes, and I think it would be great. So some sort of crossover is number 2. Number 1, I'm not making it up. You can go back on the tweet and look for yourself. A girl lead. Now, I haven't commented on that throughout this video. Road to Yu-Gi-Oh! 6. This was when Arc 5 was airing. I did a video on this channel where I talked about my number 1 want. My number 1 want in that video. A girl lead. This is something I have wanted literally since Zexel. I would love to see a girl protagonist. And while Sevens and Go Rush have done a really good job, a much better job with their girl characters from a quantity and quality perspective, I think we have a really, really good chance of having a girl lead for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. It was the number 1 want on this response tweet, which was crazy. That was unexpected for me. So many people want to see this. They want to see something new. You know, and I'm right there with you. I would love to see something new. I think it's possible, and I would love for it to happen. So, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition, a rather long edition of Road to Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, what the community wants. I hope you guys enjoyed. We are a month away from this announcement. December 20th, I'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time covering the whole event. Mark it on your calendars. Leave your thoughts down below. Keep the conversation going about your predictions and what you want to see in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.
Wow.